All right, Rangers supporters, let's get straight into it, because last night was one of those nights that feels like it mattered, even if it didn't change the bigger picture. We all know the Europa League campaign is effectively done for us this season, but what we did get was something that matters just as much in a different way: momentum, confidence, and a wee bit of financial relief. A win like that, even in a group where qualification is out of reach, still brings in £500,000, and in football, that sort of money can be the difference between being able to do business in the window or not. Now, it's easy to look at the match and dismiss it because we already knew we weren't going through, but if you strip it back, what you saw was a team that is growing in belief. 8 wins in 9 is not something you just stumble into. It's something you build, and when you're on a run like that, you need to keep feeding it. You need to keep the wheels turning, keep the confidence up, and make sure the squad doesn't start to think that the league is too big a task or that the Champions League dream is slipping away. Because right now, it's not. We're still in the race, and these little victories matter. Last night, Danny Rogers made a bold selection, and it was interesting to see the lineup he went with. He clearly wanted to rotate, but also wanted to keep the team competitive and hungry. But we all know the biggest talking point will be up front. Youssef Chimiti, for me, was just not good enough. It's getting to the point where you can't keep saying he just needs confidence or he just needs a run of games. The lad is a striker, and if he can't take his chances, then he's not the man for the job. He missed again, and it's not just about missing. It's about how he misses. There's no composure, no killer instinct. It's like he's constantly rushed, constantly unsure that that's not what you want from a forward. And then there's Bayamioski, who also had his chance to make it 2. It was there on a plate, a proper chance, and instead of putting his foot through it, he tried to be clever, to caress it, to do something fancy. It didn't work, and that's the problem. We need ruthless finishing, not artistry. When you're up against tougher opponents in the league, those chances don't come around as often, and you can't afford to waste them. The good news is that the rest of the team did show up. Racine was excellent, and I thought he ran the show in the middle. He looked like the player we've been missing for a while, someone who can dictate the tempo, win the ball, and move it forward. Mikey Moore was influential too. Even if he wasn't quite at his absolute best, he still did what he does best: work hard, break things up, and make life difficult for the opposition. Nasaya had a solid game as well, and I know he's been under some criticism, but I thought he handled himself well. He's still learning, still finding his feet, but he showed that he can contribute. Fernandez, a young player still finding his way, had the odd error, but that's what you expect from someone still developing. He also showed promise and didn't look out of place at all. The defense, overall, was decent. Aarons did his job, made a crucial block in the second half, and while some fans are quick to criticize him, he's still a better option than James Tavernier at this point. And that's not a slight on Tavernier as a person. He's been a loyal servant, but football is a results business, and if the legs aren't there anymore, then the club needs to move on. The biggest worry for me was Gassama. He's a frustrating player because you can see the potential. He can beat a man, he can get into good positions, but then he doesn't know what to do with it. The decision-making is poor, and that's why the club keeps looking for other wide options. We need a right winger who can not only beat players but also deliver the end product. If Gassama can't find that, then we need to be bringing in someone who can. Now, on to the big question: do we need a striker in January? Absolutely, it's not even a debate anymore. Neither Chimiti nor Bayamioski convinced me last night. If anything, they made it clearer that we need a striker who can put the ball in the net regularly, not just occasionally. And if we can get a few million for both of them, then fine, take the loss and move on. We need someone who can be a real threat, someone who can take the pressure off the rest of the team and be that go-to man when the chances come. And that's where the rumors about Jan Valeri come in. Yes, he's a championship player, and yes, some people will automatically dismiss that. But let's not forget that this is a player Danny Rogers has worked with before. That means something. It means he knows what the player is like in training, knows his mentality, knows what he can bring to the squad. And from what we've seen, he's a big, quick, strong player and someone who fits the profile of what Rogers seems to be looking for. He's versatile too, able to play at right back, midfield, and even centre back if needed. That kind of flexibility is valuable in a squad that is pushing on in multiple competitions. Valeri is 26, French-born with Tunisian heritage, and he's got a good amount of experience. He's played for Southampton, Birmingham, and now Sheffield Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday are struggling, and they're in a bad financial position, so a deal could be possible, but what stands out is the type of player he is. Defensive, strong in the air, reads the game well, and is reliable under pressure. That's the kind of right back we've been missing for years, someone who can defend properly, win headers, and not get caught out. Imagine that, a right back who actually knows how to defend. It sounds almost too good to be true, but if he's the real deal, then he could be a very smart signing. And he's not just defensive, he likes to move the ball forward quickly, to drive at players, to create momentum. That's something Rangers need. We need to keep that attacking fullback element, but we also need it to be effective and not leave us exposed. A player like Valeri could offer that balance. And if we can keep John Sterling fit as well, then suddenly we have real competition and depth in that position. Because the reality is, Tavernier's time is up. He's been a great servant, no doubt, but his legs are gone. The club has to look forward, not backwards. So, looking ahead, we've got Dundee on Sunday at Ibrox, and this is where the momentum really matters. A win there could keep the pressure on the top of the table, keep the belief alive, and show that we're still very much in the title race. Yes, it's likely to be a three-way battle with Celtic and Hearts are currently in the driving seat. But the season is long, and we've got the momentum. We've got a squad that is harder to beat now, more resilient, and with a manager who seems to be getting the team to buy into his way of playing. The key now is to find that cutting edge. Bring in a striker who can score and maybe add a bit of bite in the final third. If we can do that, and if the club keeps backing the manager, then we could be looking at a very exciting second half of the season. The transfer window is still open, and there's time to make the signings we need. It's about taking advantage of that, of being smart and not rushing decisions. But the direction is clear. Rangers are moving forward, and last night was another step in the right direction. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on last night. But more importantly, let me know your thoughts on this potential signing. Because I think the big picture here is not just about one match or one player. It's about the direction the club is heading in and whether we're finally seeing the kind of ambition we've been craving for years. You can feel it, can't you? There's a sense that things are changing, that we're no longer just surviving, but actually building something. And it's not just about results. It's about structure, recruitment, and the belief that we can compete again at the top level. Now, I know some fans will always be skeptical. They'll say a championship player, eh? We need someone who's played at a higher level. And I get that, I really do. But let's not forget that some of the best signings we've made in recent years have come from leagues people were quick to write off. Sometimes the key isn't the league, it's the player's profile, their mentality, and whether they fit the style the manager wants to implement. Danny Rogers seems to have a clear idea of what he wants. Strong, fast, aggressive players who can press, win the ball, and drive forward. That's what we saw last night. That's what we've been seeing more and more this season. And let's not forget the financial side of it. If Sheffield Wednesday are desperate for cash, then Rangers can use that to their advantage. We're not in a position where we need to pay top dollar for players. We can be smart, we can be patient, and we can get value. That's what we've needed for a long time. We don't need to overspend just to say we've brought in a big name. We need to bring in the right players, the ones who will actually improve the squad. And if Jan Valeri is one of those players, then I'm all for it, because at the end of the day, Rangers need stability in that right-back position. We've been crying out for a reliable defender for years, and we can't keep relying on players who are past their peak. Speaking of players who are past their peak, let's address the elephant in the room, James Tavernier. I know it's a controversial topic, and I know some fans will get defensive, but we need to be honest. His legs have been gone for a long time. He still gives his all, he still shows commitment, and he's still got that passion. But football is ruthless. And when your pace drops, when your decision-making slows down, when you're not able to recover like you used to, then the club has to move on. It's not personal. It's not a disrespect. It's football. And if Rangers want to win the league again, we need players who can compete at the highest level every week. Now, let's talk about the league itself. Dundee at home. That's the kind of fixture where you expect Rangers to dominate, but football doesn't always work that way. Dundee will come to Ibrox with nothing to lose. They'll sit deep, they'll try to frustrate us, and they'll look for that one chance on the break. So we need to be sharp. We need to be clinical. We need to show that we've learned from last season when we dropped points in games we should have won. This season feels different. The team looks more organized, more resilient, and more difficult to break down. But we still need that cutting edge. We still need a striker who can turn half chances into goals. And that brings us back to the transfer window, because it's not just about the right back, it's about the whole squad. We've already seen some signings come in, and we've seen how they've improved the team. But the big missing piece is still up front. A striker who can finish, a striker who can hold the ball up, bring others into play, and most importantly, put the ball in the net. Without that, we're always going to be vulnerable. We're always going to be reliant on moments of individual brilliance, and that's not how you win titles. You win titles with consistency, with a reliable goal scorer, and with a squad that can grind out results even when you're not playing at your best. But there is hope, because the signs are there. The team is getting harder to beat. The defense is more organized. The midfield is starting to look like it can control games. And the manager's showing that he knows what he's doing. He's building a culture. He's building a team that doesn't give up. And that's what Rangers need. We need a squad that is resilient, that can handle pressure, and that can perform when it matters most. Because the league is not going to be easy. Celtic are strong, Hearts are in form, and there are always surprises. But if Rangers can keep this momentum going, if we can make the right signings, then we can still make a serious challenge for the title. And let's not forget the fans. The support has been incredible. The atmosphere at Ibrox has been electric. The fans are behind the team, and you can feel that. It's a huge advantage. But the players need to give something back. They need to show that they're worthy of that support. They need to show that they're fighting for the badge. Because Rangers is not just a football club. It's a symbol. It's a culture. It's a passion. And when the players understand that, when they feel that, then you can see it on the pitch. So, yeah, I want to hear from you. Do you think Jan Valeri is the right kind of signing? Do you think we need to be looking at other options? And what do you think about the striker situation? Because This is the big issue. This is the one thing that could make or break our season if we get it right. We could be looking at a serious title challenge. If we get it wrong, we could be left chasing again, and nobody wants that. But for now, let's enjoy the fact that we're on a run. Let's enjoy the fact that the team is showing signs of improvement. Let's enjoy the fact that we're not leaking goals like we used to. And let's enjoy the fact that there's finally a sense of direction at the club, because that's something we haven't had in a long time. And it feels good, doesn't it? It feels like we're building something. It feels like we're moving forward. And if we can keep that going, then the rest will follow. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers from Ibrox have sent tremors through the Scottish football scene, with Rangers reportedly edging out Celtic in a dramatic transfer race that has left Hoops fans stunned. At the center of this swirling speculation is none other than David Watson, the midfielder whose talents have been turning heads across the continent. Sources close to the club suggest that Watson's arrival at Rangers could signal a seismic shift in the club's approach to midfield play, potentially redefining how the Light Blues control games. Talk of Watson's move has been building for weeks, with both old firm giants vying to secure his signature. Celtic, long considered favourites, apparently fell just short in what insiders describe as a bitterly contested negotiation. While the details remain tightly under wraps, those familiar with the situation hint that Rangers' persistent interest and strategic manoeuvring won the day. It's understood that the deal, though not officially confirmed, has been met with excitement among players and fans alike, who see Watson as the missing piece in an already formidable squad. Watson's style is said to combine intelligence, energy, and a rare ability to dictate tempo, attributes that could transform Rangers' midfield dynamic. Analysts speculate that his presence might allow the Light Blues to dominate possession in ways they have struggled to achieve in recent campaigns, while also offering defensive solidity and creative spark. Conversations around training grounds reportedly suggest that team staff are already envisioning new formations and strategies built around his unique skill set. Celtic supporters, meanwhile, are reportedly left to stew over what might have been as the Hoops' pursuit of Watson failed to reach the finishing line. Rumours are rife that the club may now turn its attention to other targets, but few can deny the psychological blow of losing a coveted player to their fiercest rivals. For Rangers, however, the potential arrival of Watson is seen as a statement of intent, a clear signal that the club is determined to consolidate its dominance not just domestically, but in Europe as well. As the transfer chatter intensifies, the Scottish football community waits with bated breath. Whether Watson's signing will indeed revolutionise Rangers' midfield remains unproven, but the very prospect has set tongues wagging and imaginations racing. One thing is certain: the old firm rivalry has just added another electrifying chapter. And if the rumours hold any truth, David Watson may soon become a name every supporter in Scotland knows by heart. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.